Hello friends and welcome to the Q&A that I promised to do. 500 subscribers and upwards. Since I announced that I was doing that, I've got another 30 odd subscribers, so it's gone mad again. Yes, so welcome to this video, and yes, we're going to have some questions from you, my subscribers, the viewers of this channel. Tell you a little bit more about myself and stuff like that, and how I come about and doing this kind of thing, and some great questions. So let's do it, shall we? Right, the first one we got is from my friend Scumbag Jay. Hello, Jay. He said, if you had to pick anywhere in the world to move to, where would it be? Interesting question. I have lived all over the place. I've lived in New Zealand for a bit. Lived a bit in Australia. I've lived in London. I don't live in London. I've lived in various places. I've done lots of travelling. I've been to 6 continents. The only one I haven't been to is Antarctica. I spent a year in Australia. Yeah, went to a second time to Australia with my friend, and went to New Zealand, Thailand, Cambodia. Went to America for 3 months on my own. So I've done a lot of stuff and been in a lot of places around the world. But there's 2 places I'd like to live. Well, one place I already do, which is where I live in England, down in near a place called Brighton. So I live near there, where I was born. And the second place is probably San Francisco. I'd love to live in San Francisco because it's nice and warm there. And yeah, I think it would be lovely to live there. I've always wanted to go San Francisco Bay and stuff like that. And Brighton's very much the same sort of place, quite a bohemian place, quite a sort of cool, relaxed place to live. And if I had to live anywhere, it'd be the States, and it'd be San Francisco. That's where I'd like to live. I've been a lot of places in America: Boston, New York, Memphis. Where else have I been? Chicago, New Orleans. Did I say that? And yeah, I never wanted to go that far west when I went travelling, but that's where I'd love to go. Hopefully next year. My missus has a lot of family in LA, so hopefully next year we're going to go and do some visiting over there, and it'd be great to get up there and have a look for myself. So thank you very much. I hope I answered your question, Jay. Right, from Banjax. Hi, Banjax. Tomorrow Blizzard passes a new rule: 1 character per account. Which character do you save? Interesting question. Oh, interesting question. By the way, these are the Warglaives of Azeroth on the screen. They're not that Demon Hunter rubbish. Just putting it out there. They're interesting question. I would say probably Sancrotus, my warlock. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because probably for the last 4 years, or certainly three years plus, he's been my main. So I think that would probably carry over to answering your question, as in he would be the one that I wouldn't be able to do without, I think. And probably closely followed by Rasta, my Shadow Priest, I would say. But yeah, that would be Sancrotus. He would be my #1 pick there. Over the years, it's changed because I've always had different mains. I mean, I think Vanilla, my Hunter was my main in Burning Crusade. My Shadow Priest was my main in Wrath. My Balance Druid was my main in Cataclysm. I was playing quite a bit of Fire Mage, quite a bit of Holy Priest. I'm talking about arenas and BGs. And yeah, so it's kind of changed. But I think after MOP, certainly WoD onwards, it was definitely Sancrotus. So yeah, my warlock. So yeah, thank you for the question, Banjax. Camaro Carsten, hello to Germany, by the way. His question is, well, he's got a few. How old are you? I'm 46. Look, older than that. I know what you're going to say. My family, both my families, my mum's side and my dad's side, go very, very grey, very, very early. So my uncle was grey by the time he was 22. My mum's grey. My dad's dead, but he went grey early. So both sides of my granddad was grey by the time he was 24, and these are both sides of the family. So I was buggered. I think I started getting my first grey when I was about bloody hell 16, something like that. I started getting by the time I was 24, I was fully grey. And the only reason I know that is because when I was young, I used to have long black hair, ponytail and stuff. This is the early 90s, of course. And yeah, I went to the hairdresser and so I finished with this girl, and she loved my long hair, right? So I thought, to piss her off, I'm going to go and get all my hair cut off, which is what I did, and I really regretted it afterwards. But I had all my hair cut off, and so it was all black, obviously, dark brown or whatever, and cut it all off, and it was all grey. So I had like a 1 or a 2, bonehead, skinhead like this. Yeah, and it was all grey. And I just remember sitting there going like, oh, what the hell's happened to my hair? And that was the first time I realised I was getting old, and B, old before my time. So there we are, 46. What can you say? What's that? What day job? I work in insurance. It's really boring. Someone wants some, I'll go and do it. It's dull. How long have you played WoW? Now, if you that would indicate to me that you haven't seen my Warcraft story playlist. If you haven't seen that, chaps, go and check it out. I've got a playlist called My Warcraft Story. I think it's called that. I haven't done one for quite a while. And I think there's 9 volumes. I call it volumes because I think it just sounds more grandiose. There's 9 volumes of that. And that's basically me jabbering on about how I started to play Warcraft and worked all the way through the expansions of what I can remember, because a lot of it I can't remember. And just talking about, I think I'm doing ICC, running through ICC every week, trying to get Arthas's mount, which I still haven't got. And yeah, just talking about random stuff that I did in Warcraft and how I started and blah, 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 blah. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, go and check out the playlist. I might put the playlist at the end of this video, actually. So if you are interested in that, and for your boots, really. Okay, where do I live? I live out I'm from Brighton in England, which is down by London. It's about 30 miles from London, but I live in a place just outside it now. Brighton's very, 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 very expensive to live, and we wanted to move out. It was a little bit quieter and stuff like that. So yes, that's where I live. And as I said, hello to Germany. So thank you for the questions. Das Boot, he's given me a question that says, as a disciple of Shadow Madness, have you discovered the philosophy of Shadow yet? The code? In your own words, explain how insanity could be used for power. Now, I would say insanity is being used for power right now. Have you seen what's going on in the world? The world is insane. As Sigmund Freud once said, show me someone who's normal and I'll cure them. And I think that's a very, very good little ditty to use in this question, because me personally, do I know the philosophy of Shadow? I don't, but I'm a studier of it. I am a adept at it and an acolyte of it, because I think without Shadow there is no light. And I was always called the Prince of Darkness when I was younger. As I said, I had long black hair and I had black eyes, usually because I was out spending too much time with too many girls, doing too many things that I shouldn't be doing. And yeah, so I have embraced the Shadow many, many times. It wasn't until I was 35 that I decided to grow up just a little bit and get a mortgage and yeah, settle down really. So to answer your question, I think it is already being used for power. Do I use it for power? No, I don't. I use it to get things vicariously through the medium of dance. So there we go. Okay, another question from Banjax. He's throwing them at me. Serious note, what kind of tea do you drink? NA fanboy, apparently I am. So you're probably right, I probably am an NA fanboy. But 99% of my audience is from North America, so it's going to happen. I drink black tea, which is what we call English breakfast tea, PG Tips, Tetley tea, Yorkshire tea. It's black tea and we call it our tea, but of course it comes from India, so it's technically their tea, but that's what I drink. I'm very boring. I have milk, sugar and a tea bag. I'm very, very, when it comes to my palate of food and stuff like that, I'm very, very boring. Very, very boring. And my missus is from Asia. She's got a very good palate of food and diet and diet and you know, that kind of thing. And compared to me, I'm just like a real Englander really. I just like beans on toast and stuff like that, really boring stuff. So yeah, but she's got she has all these weird and wonderful things she makes, which is quite cool. So that answers your question. How old are you? Have you answered that? I've answered that when I'm 46. I've answered that. Just 46, by the way. Next question I have got from the Big Ginger. So big shout out to you, Ginger. He's got a YouTube channel. Go and check it out. He's got a few questions here. What do I want for Christmas? I want for Christmas my two front teeth. It's an old English thing, but I'm not going to say that. Interesting question, mate. I just want to be happy at Christmas. I just want to have a good time, relax, spend some time with the family. I'm not really a materialistic person. I just like the basic things in life these days. Yeah, your own, you know, just being happy and spending time with the family, spending time with Mrs. watching lots of films, eating lots of food, that kind of thing. As in presents, no, I'm not really a present person, but I think it's more of a holistic thing rather than just a materialistic thing for me. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. What do you want for Christmas, by the way? Do you have any kids? Why and why not? So, interesting question. Do I have any kids? I don't. I have a stepdaughter. My partner, she was with someone before, many moons ago, who's 24. So it's quite a long time ago. It's not like a little kid anymore. But I don't want kids. I've never wanted kids. My sisters have loads of kids. My brother has loads of kids, and I just never wanted to. Even when I was 10, 12 years old, I remember sitting there with my grandparents and saying I don't want to have children. I think I've been too selfish, but 35 years of my life I spent doing what I wanted when I wanted and really enjoyed it. And I think I'm very much like my father. My father was very kind of free-spirited. He just wanted to do what he wanted to do, and everything else can go to hell in a handcart, really, which is probably quite selfish, but that's just the way I live my life. It's kind of changed a little bit now because obviously I'm in a little bit of a different position, but I kind of did everything. I think by the time I was 35, I've done more than most 50-year-olds have done. I've done everything I wanted to do. If I had an ambition now, it would probably be something silly like this, you know, doing really well on YouTube or something like that. You know, it really is that. I've done everything I wanted to do. I've been everywhere I wanted to go. And I've lived with 3 women, and I've been everywhere. You know, been out of London, lived in London. I've just done lots of things, and not that I want to go into now, but yeah. So it never really affected. And I fundamentally, the bottom line of it is, I'm kind of skirting around it a little bit. Is I think there's too many people on the planet anyway. For a very young age, I thought, oh, why do we need more people on the planet? It's, you know, I know people that go, oh, well, you won't get a little you then. You know, I'll get a kid, he's like a little me. And it's not really. That's why you had kids, just so you got a little version of yourself. You're bad enough. What do you want another version for? And it's, you know, I suppose people sometimes have kids for selfish reasons, as much as people who are selfish that don't have kids. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it's more for them than the kid itself. Okay, I hope that answers the question. What's the most challenging part of being a content creator? Interesting question, mate. Really interesting question. You probably know this as much as me. I think I'm going to nuance it a little bit, and my meta answer will be that small YouTuber, I can only take it from that point of view because I'm a small YouTuber. It's 500 subscribers, as this video would entail. It's really hard to start. It's really hard to start. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years. And it's only been, I think, January the 22nd was the first day I did a video this year. So 22nd of 18, yeah. And so next month will be a year. And it's so hard to do when you first start. Once you get the ball rolling, it's kind of like turning a tanker, you know what I mean? It won't turn, it just takes so long. But once you get there, it kind of... and I think it's the rejection. Like the first 2 subscribers I had was my mum and my missus. Neither of them watched the videos because they're not interested in World of Warcraft. So that was good. So I had them as subscribers, and I had a few more. A guy called Alex. Hi Alex. He knows who he is. He was one of my first subscribers who still watches my videos now. And that was really hard starting because you know no one's watching. And if I look back on my first video, I've got a video called the first video. It's called that. That's actually the name of the video. Yeah. And that was on my Shadow Priest, and I watched it back, and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is a World of Warcraft video. I'm Zenzul. I'm going to London Mill now, and it was, you know what I mean. So it's, but the good thing about it is I watch a lot of people on YouTube, and people who have made it, or people that you know, divulge their wisdom on how they did it and what you need to do and stuff like that. And I watch a lot of that stuff. Not so much now, so I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but initially when I first started, I did watch a lot of these videos, and they would say, you know, you will spend a year talking to yourself. I guess it's like you do Twitch, which I don't do at the moment, but you know, you spend a year talking to yourself. But at the same time, because no one's watching it, you're not really making any mistakes in front of an audience. You know what I mean? So you're kind of like learning as you go along, right? And maybe I need to be a better orator, which of course you do. Like I a lot of the time mumble my words because I get quite nervous. I'm not used to this kind of thing. Even now, I'm fine, switch the camera on, and all of a sudden I get nervous and sort of fall over my words and stuff like that. And it's because I'm quite a nervous person a lot of the time. So and I'm not very good at. I know what I'm going to say in my head, but sometimes I quite find it quite hard to articulate, which is why I do this, because it takes me out of my comfort zone. Same as the reason I went travelling on my own to America and Australia and stuff like this, because I like being out of my comfort zone, because it makes me do something that I wouldn't necessarily do or want to do. Not that this is something I want to do, of course, but so for me, and I think the knockbacks as well. The knockbacks are very hard. Being you know, you put a video out and you think, oh, this is great. I've got 25 killing blows and 6 million damage, and I'm top of the world, and someone dislikes it. You think, well, what else can I do? What else can I do? Why would someone dislike it? And obviously later on you realise that if someone dislikes one of your videos, it helps the channel anyway. It helps the video, so dislike away, because all you're doing is helping that person's video get do better in the algorithm than suggested. So yeah, so I would say the most challenging part of being a content creator is getting going. Getting those first 50 subs is the hardest thing, and then obviously maintaining that, because you got to understand also, people have come back for 8.1, so in the last month or so I've got 70 subs, but in a month's time you might still have those subs, but they might not be watching World of Warcraft content. It'll be like, oh, I'm not watching it, you know what I mean? So the subs is great, but it's not really the be and end all. It's the views, how many people are actually watching it, because you know, you go on someone like Swifty's YouTube channel, he's got over 700,000 subscribers, right? But you look at his videos, you might get 10-15,000 views. So he's got 700,000 subscribers, but only 15,000 people are watching them. You know what I mean? So it's all relative and it's quite transient. Okay, so I hope I answered the question. So yeah, starting out, I'd say, what outside of subbing would you want every viewer to do? Interesting question, a very good question, mate. And I've got one answer, and that's one question. One answer to your question is comment. I love reading comments. I love answering comments. So if they don't sub, I'd love them to comment on videos. I get a lot of people watching my videos and go, oh, what's this add-on? What's this add-on? And I know for full well they're not ever going to subscribe. They just want to know what the add-on is. But what do? Just go around, oh, well, I'm not going to answer you. You've got a sub. But because your subs don't show. You don't know really if they're a subscriber or not. So I'd say, yeah, comment. I love getting comments. If all 500 people commented, I'd answer to all 500. You know, I love answering comments. I never have not answered a comment, unless you turn and go, oh, you're shit, and all stuff like that. That's just whatever. I'm not going to do that. So that's answer to the question, mate. I think I would say yes. Always leave a comment, and I would say that anyway. Any of the videos you watch of mine, even if you don't like it, you know, obviously don't turn and go, as I said, you're shit, but just say, oh, you could have done this better, or you could have done that better. I don't mind. And your comments do help the videos, so never think, oh, you know, I'm just going to lurk, I'm not going to speak. And even if to say, good video, Zenz, or great video, or, you know, oh, it's a shame about this, you know what I mean? Anything helps the channel and it helps the video. It really, really does. So never think that you're not contributing by doing that, because you really are. So if you are a subscriber, that's great. If you're watching the video, that's great for the views. But leaving a thumbs up's great for the views. But leave a comment if you so wish, and I will always answer it. So yes. Question 4. What's your shoe size? My shoe size is size 10. I've got big plates of meat, as we say in England. Yes, I am size 10. What shoe size are you, Ginger Boy? Anyway, I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I've answered all your questions well and succinctly enough and articulated myself enough. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Then of course leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, also leave it in the comments. Leave a big thumbs up. That would be great. So yeah, it just leaves me to say, if you're not a subscriber, why the hell not? If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. Don't forget to click the little bell to receive all notifications of Zenzul's stuff. And leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one, my friends. Take care, bye-bye.